Okay, this is another iteration of the same exact pattern of conduct. This is a very demonic method of maintaining light. The very practice of maintaining what are implausible, impossible, unnatural, all of this is synonymous with what is demonic. It's a phenomenon that's occurring everywhere that I'm at, that is speaking to what is a pattern of conduct that's shared by a public entity that's maintaining what is a specific environment, serving a criminal purpose. Now, I just showed you the video of what the entity is doing. While the sun is supposedly rising in alignment with my window in the living room, aiming what is magnified light. You also know that that wasn't sunlight this morning. You're looking at what is the same pattern. This is a line of light. It's in alignment with this right here. This right here. So, yeah, you can see. I want you to see that. Where I'm putting my hand, and it disappears and appears. That's a line of light. This is inexplicable. And you can see here, this is light. This is light right here. You can see my shoulder. This is light that's being aimed in. This is an entirely demonic environment. It is impossible, okay? There's no people out here that are aiming light like that, light bulbs or anything into my apartment. This is a pattern of what is a demonic environment. And it is serving what is a demonic targeting system. Speaking to the condition of those that are engaging in what is a concealed and criminal targeting system. Okay, all of those that are in relevant position to me, they share the same demented condition. Okay, and I'm showing you what's wrong with them by the environment that they surround me by. This phenomenon is occurring everywhere that I go. Now, the entity is suggesting that the sun, at 7:30, it's outside of this window, magnified light, that's supposed to be sunlight, but no one is ignorant, okay? Not sunlight, it's engineered light. Maintenance of the light source in alignment with me. I just showed you video outside of this window, my bedroom window. That's engineered light, which is never, again, blinds are closed, okay? It's currently 3:16 p.m. That's 8 hours. I just want to make sure my math is right. That's 8 hours. Not only is that light never going to occur, you're also going to, that's just one method. That's concentrated light. You can see these lines of light that are moving across the ceiling. Pay attention of aiming light. Okay, you're looking at different shades of what is in this area in my room with light, maintaining light inside of the private space. Okay, but when you're not paying attention, you can think that that's the sunlight right there. But there are problems with that. First of all, this is never going to occur. The blinds are closed. So the entity is again suggesting that, as you already saw, the sun 8 hours later is remaining over the same exact address. All right, and then hours from now, when I'm in my office and this light source is nowhere in any position where any light would occur, even under its implausible maintenance of this light source, all right, even if we were to totally abandon on common sense and what we understand, rudimentary basics about the environment and how the sun is in constant movement, supposedly rises in the east and sets in the west, not on the east side of Alvarado Gardens and on the west side of Alvarado Gardens at the end of the day, in alignment with me aiming light into my office and or my apartment based on where I'm at any time of the day. And that's also speaking to totally abandoning what is the documented over a term of years, the maintenance of a light source, specifically over the Ovid Family Community Library entrance. I mean, very specific. This would never coexist. And it's also that which, when you isolate the universe, something that's impossible to exist at one address. All right. It is in conflict with common sense. It's in conflict with what the operation of the natural environment. Common sense dictates that this light is not going to occur inside anywhere on here. You're not going to see any country, like the blinds are closed. Okay. Secondly, you're also paying attention to the details. You're paying attention to what are nothing other than methods of, this is a very deceptive environment. Okay. Creating an illusion that that's sunlight, creating an illusion that that's the sun out there. It's not. All right. And you're also, excuse me, it's not the natural environment. I am revealing to you what's a demonic environment. Okay. And it's speaking to the condition of all those that are in that environment. And when I say that it's a public entity, I am speaking to what is a massive system that's in operation in the state of California. And you are talking about, I am revealing through the environment, which is a phenomenon. Okay. The maintenance of a light source, that's a phenomenon. The ongoing stalking behavior of law enforcement agencies where I'm surrounded by this phenomenon, that in and of itself is a phenomenon. The absence of a coincidence. It is a specific system, a pattern of conduct. Okay, and it's serving a criminal purpose. And it's also revealing their condition. Their meaning the public entity that's engaging in this, that engage in what happens to be The absence of it's unreasonable to suggest that you have what are ongoing coincidences. This is a revealing of a pattern of conduct. This pattern of conduct is speaking to that which is invisible, and that is the demon possession of those engaging in this corrupt system. That's what this evidence is speaking to. Now, how is that relevant in a court of law? It's serving for what is prosecution for terrorism, domestic terrorism of an American citizen. I want you to pay attention to this light activity as you see it on the wall. You are witnessing the demonic, and that is prosecution for terrorism, because this, to the ordinary target individual, is that which is inexplicable, that which they cannot even articulate, let alone understand, and also the third-party group stalkers and the state that is stalking you, monitoring you, knowing everything that you're doing, including inside of your private space, which you know as a matter of evidence because it fills your venue everywhere that you're going with these impossible methods of maintaining the specific environment. That's how you know that you're being targeted. No one is supposed to believe you, and the entity intends to defame you and take your liberty permanently, which is also a documented pattern of conduct by the state of California and the people of the state. I want to be clear, it is 3:19 p.m. The sun would never remain visible outside of my living room window, and then suggesting that 8 hours later, outside of my bedroom window, which is the same apartment, 1806 North Alvarado Street, apartment number 6, and doing so suggesting that the sun is remaining literally stagnant 8 hours later, just over the opposite side of the apartment. But you remember, that's just right now, because when I stay in the office at this time, it's not visible. I'm not facing my body toward my apartment. My apartment is facing the opposite direction when I'm at my office. It's behind my office, remember? Look at the map. That's why I published it. Pay attention to the details. The devil literally is in the details, okay? You are understanding what's the condition of those that are in that environment. This is knowledge of what they are doing in that specific environment, which is a phenomenon. This is a state system that's underway, all right? It is currently 3:20 p.m. and this is P.O.C. Alvarado Gardens is a third-party facilitating venue. When I get in my vehicle, as I've already shown, the pattern of conduct on public transportation, such as Omnitrans, the entity is maintaining that which is, again, in conflict with what I continue to document, a pattern of conduct. The entity maintains a light source in its zenith over my head while I'm on public transportation in cities such as Fontana, on Sierra Avenue, that would never be visible outside of my bedroom window in Los Angeles, California, outside of apartment number 1806, number 6. The entity kept that light source over the Fontana Lewis Library from rising until sunset, which I also documented. The entity is engaging in that which is impossible, but it is engaging in that which is within a documented pattern of conduct, serving a criminal system, a system that corrupt law enforcement agencies such as the Los Angeles Police Department, they do in concert with group stalkers like the one you saw out there. That's called crossing path. They create light activity while all of the venue is maintained in this specific environment. Okay, right now, all elements are present. My voice is the audible activity. Maintenance of the light source, a hallmark. Maintenance of engineered light, a hallmark. All right, now while the entity is suggesting that that's the sun outside of this window, you're going to remember the ongoing methods of directed light which remain inside of my apartment. Okay, this golden colored light, very subtle, pay attention to it. It's absolutely impossible. It's called stalking with light. Stalking with light is very, very demonic, and it shall be prosecuted as what is terrorism by a public entity. All right, it is currently 3:22 p.m. Ted Speaker is going to be civilly and criminally prosecuted. Not only is my employer monitoring me in concert with the public entity that is acting directly via the Los Angeles Police Department, where the entity is maintaining this same phenomenon in my office and around my office in concert with the people of the state, the malicious actors that call themselves residents here, they're third parties. And they're not present individually or constitutionally. They are here acting vicariously on behalf of a public entity that's operating a concealed, but I have exposed it, state system of monitoring American citizens in violation of your constitutional and human rights. And you are showing what is the prima facie case for that. Not only the stalking by the public entity directly, i.e. the Los Angeles Police Department, and you're going to reference the years of documentation that pre-exist my ongoing capturing of what not only the demented mind state, the threat that the Los Angeles Police Department poses to the public because of the environment that they are engaging in maintaining presence, meaning they are group stalkers and they are suffering from a condition which is revealed through the environment that they're stalking in. They're engaging in what is a satanic targeting system. They pose a threat not only because they're stalkers, but they are demon-possessed stalkers. They are engaging in corruption of the public. They are doing so with those who are over and under the age of 18. They are doing so and engaging in what is a sexually violent pattern of conduct, maintaining surveillance in concert with the people of the state, criminally monitoring, group stalking 24 hours a day. They are doing so while they have full knowledge based on the nature of the crime of monitoring that they're being documented, and they continue to engage in that POC, which is nothing that you can in any way counter or make any rebuttal, because the environment remains. An environment that is irreconcilable with common sense, with science, with natural light and the way that it works. And the sun that does not remain on one side of your apartment aiming what is magnified light through one angle, and on the opposite side of your apartment 8 hours later. It is to abandon what would be, for example, Texas, who cannot possibly have that same sun over my bedroom aiming light here, and yet they're seeing a sun in its zenith over them in that state. You're going to expand your mind and look at it at a macro level. It is impossible. You're looking at what is a state system in operation in California, and it is serving for a very severe and intense, necessarily so as a matter of justice, federal prosecution of the public entity and the people of the state. This is P.O.C.